Welcome to the Pleiadian Star Tribe Talk Show. It's wonderful to have you with us again. Today, we're doing one of our deep dives, and I have our brilliant guide here with us, ready to take us on a journey. We're exploring something truly fascinating today, the Sirian Flame and the sacred blue energy. It's a topic that bridges spirit and science, heaven and earth.
It's so good to be here, ready to explore this. Yeah, the Sirian Flame, it's a powerful ancient frequency.
Yeah.
Our goal today really is to walk you through the core ideas. What is this energy? Where does it come from? And maybe even how you can connect with it.
Exactly. We want to get past some of the maybe more poetic language sometimes used and really understand the essence of it. Our sources describe this energy with such reverence, but also with a kind of precision. It's presented not just as belief, but as a living current.
That's the key. It's living and ancient. The sources talk about lights older than the stars, frequencies that were present before sound took form, before creation had a name. We're talking fundamental consciousness here.
Wow. Okay, so foundational. How do we start to grasp that? What's the core definition we're working with?
Well, the simplest way to start is this. The Sirian Flame is the sacred blue energy. They're essentially two names for the same thing. Think of the color blue, that specific, clear, vibrant blue as its signature vibration.
Yeah.
And it's defined as this living current of divine intelligence, crystalline love, and infinite serenity.
Infinite serenity. That's beautiful. You mentioned a living current. The sources also talk about a dual nature, something about it being both cosmic and personal.
Yes, exactly. That's crucial.
Yeah.
It's cosmic. Because this blue energy, this current, it flows everywhere. Throughout the whole universe, really. It's like a stabilizing force for everything. But then it's also incredibly personal. Deeply personal. Like, imagine a tiny key, an energetic key, hidden deep within your own higher self.
Okay.
And it just sits there, maybe dormant, until something activates it. The sources call it a whisper from your higher soul. Yeah, it gives you this undeniable feeling, this knowing about who you truly are, beyond just this lifetime. So it's universal, but it resonates right inside you.
That helps make it feel more accessible. But the word flame, it sounds intense, maybe even destructive. How does that fit with serenity?
That's a really important point, and the sources are clear on it. This isn't a fire that burns things down in a destructive way. It's a fire that clarifies. It purifies. Think of it less like a raging inferno and more like, well, the sources use this amazing analogy.
What is it?
They say it moves through your aura, your energy field, like soft lightning.
Soft lightning. That sounds gentle but powerful. How does that work? What does it do?
It sounds like a paradox, right?
Yeah.
But think about lightning's precision. It hits a specific spot. This soft lightning doesn't just blast everything away. It very precisely eliminates the places inside you where distortion is held. Its main job, really, is to help you see what's truly you and what's well, what's not. What's maybe fear or illusion that you've mistaken for truth.
So it reveals.
Exactly. It reveals. The sources say it highlights those internal stories where fear once pretended to be truth. The sheer purity of this blue frequency just makes it really hard for confusion or self-deception to stay hidden. It brings this profound clarity, but often in a surprisingly calm way.
Okay, that reframes flame completely. So if it purifies and clarifies, let's trace it back. Where does this specific energy originate? You mentioned Sirius.
Yes, Sirius. The star system Sirius is central to this. The beings associated with Sirius, the Sirians, are described as playing a monumental role in, like, the early design of the cosmos.
A design role. What does that mean?
It means they were fundamental. Think way, way back, when consciousness was first starting to structure the universe. The Sirians weren't just living in it, they were helping build it. Our sources describe them as among the first light beings who helped construct the spiritual architecture of the cosmos. Like master planners, or maybe cosmic architects. They held the original templates.
Wow. Cosmic architects. So what kind of energy did these architects work with? What's the quality of Sirian energy itself?
It's described as having this incredible balance. It's ancient, obviously, but its vibration is profoundly mathematical and melodic.
Mathematical and melodic. Like logic and beauty combined.
Exactly. Think pure coherence. Imagine the perfect logical patterns of sacred geometry, but expressed as beautiful, flawless music. Its structure and harmony woven together.
That's a mind-bending concept. How does that combination math and music translate into the function of the blue ray they carry?
That fusion is precisely why they carry the blue ray, because the blue ray is described as the foundational frequency of truth, integrity, and divine order. It's like an energetic instruction set. You know, if the universe were a kind of supercomputer, the blue ray would be like the original Uncorrupted operating system, pure code.
An operating system for reality.
Yeah.
Okay. So practically speaking, what does this sacred template do for civilizations like ours here on Earth?
It acts as a constant reference point, an anchor. The Blu-ray template helps civilizations, especially those still developing or maybe forgetting their connection, to remember how to live in harmony with the fundamental laws of creation. When things get distorted, when societies lose their way, the Blu-ray frequency offers the pathway back to calibration. It sets the standard for how wisdom and compassion should work together, how precision and love need each other. It anchors consciousness in integrity.
That makes so much sense then why many people who feel a connection to Sirius starseeds, as they're often called, are drawn to certain things. You see patterns, right? Healing work, communication, teaching spiritual truths, or this deep pull towards water. Why that particular cluster?
It ties right back to that blueprint, that core energy. Sirius, in many esoteric traditions, is known as the star of flow, emotion, and deep, deep memory. And it has this ancient, profound link to the element of water. So people carrying strong Sirian codes, they're naturally tuned into those currents' emotional flow, the flow of information, and this sense of remembrance.
Yeah.
They're often unconsciously searching for that original feeling of coherence, of peace.
And that search often leads them to healing or teaching.
Yes, because the blue energy itself is like the language of peace. When someone resonates strongly with this ray, their whole energy field naturally vibrates with this sense of calm, authority, sacred stillness, and higher thought. They sort of intuitively understand divine order, and that translates into an ability to help stabilize chaotic situations or people around them.
If the Blu-ray is about order and truth, how does that show up in the body? Does it affect us physically?
Oh, absolutely. The sources say this blue frequency is specifically designed to activate and harmonize two key energy centers in the human body, the throat and the heart.
The throat and the heart, like communication and feeling.
Exactly. It acts like an energetic bridge between them. The goal is unity. It helps unite what you feel in your higher heart, that divine compassion, that deep knowing with what you express through your throat chakra, your divine will, your authentic voice.
We often hear about integrity being that alignment between what you think, say, and do. Is the Blu-ray sort of the energy that helps enforce that integrity?
That's a perfect way to put it, yes.
Yeah.
When the Blu-ray is flowing clearly, your outward expression perfectly matches your inner truth. There's no gap. And that's where that calm authority comes from. It's not about being forceful or loud. It's the power that comes from speaking honestly, without inner conflict fueling the words. Just pure, coherent resonance, with the heart and throat working as one.
Okay, this is fascinating. Let's bring it down to everyday experience. What about the people who carry this? If someone listening feels a resonance, how might they recognize this Blu-ray frequency in themselves or others? What's the personality profile like?
Right, the Blu-ray soul profile. It's quite distinct. Typically, individuals strongly aligned with this frequency are highly empathic, deeply feeling, and also intensely introspective. They're natural processors. They absorb a lot from their environment, from interactions, from the collective, and they process it deeply within themselves. This often leads to a kind of quiet power.
The quiet power, I like that. There's often a paradox with them, isn't there? They can have such a stabilizing effect, but they rarely seem to want the spotlight.
Precisely. They almost never crave external validation or attention. It's not about being seen. Instead, they just radiate this quiet presence that seems to soothe chaos wherever they go. Think of them as vibrational anchors. Put them in a stressful meeting or a tense family gathering, and often without saying a word, the energy just shifts, calms down. The sources are very clear. Their core purpose is transmuting distortion, and they do it through serenity. Their calm isn't passive, it's an active force.
That's powerful. Can we get more specific for our listeners? Based on the source material, what are maybe, say, 5 key indicators that someone might be strongly connected to this Blu-ray energy?
Okay, 5 key indicators. Let's see. They really highlight this blend of deep intuition and intense sensitivity. First, there's a deep intuitive knowing that exists entirely without needing logic. It's just there.
Yeah.
A pure recognition of truth.
So they just know things.
They just know. With this unwavering certainty that bypasses the rational mind, if facts seem to contradict their inner knowing, they'll usually trust the knowing. It can make them seem stubborn sometimes, maybe, to very logical people, but it's because they're operating on a different data stream, you know.
Okay, so direct knowing. What's second?
Second is a heightened sensitivity to sound, tone, and underlying truth. Because their own energy signature is so inherently harmonic that mathematical melodic quality we talked about, any discord, feels jarring. This could be literal noise or harsh music, but especially the tone of voice. They can often pick up on the subtle emotional dissonance or even outright deception beneath someone's words. Dishonesty feels really uncomfortable to them.
That sounds like it could be overwhelming sometimes, managing all that sensitivity.
It absolutely can be, which leads right into the third indicator and also the major challenge. The third indicator is a natural ability to calm and stabilize others simply through their presence or their voice. People often find themselves drawn to Blu-ray souls during stressful times, seeking that peaceful resonance without even realizing why. Their energy field just acts like a soothing balm.
Okay, that's the gift. What's the challenge?
The challenge, the fourth indicator, is a tendency to absorb the emotions and energies of others until they learn to establish clear, strong boundaries. Because they're natural stabilizers, they can unconsciously take on the energetic, static, or chaos around them, almost feeling like they have to process it for everyone else. This can lead to burnout, feeling drained, sudden mood swings that aren't really theirs.
So learning energetic hygiene is crucial for them, differentiating their peace from the chaos they're helping to transmute.
Exactly. That discernment is probably the biggest lesson for a Blu-ray soul. Mastering that is key.
And the fifth indicator.
The fifth is a lifelong internal devotion to authenticity and higher service. This isn't necessarily about their job title. It's deeper. It's an existential drive. No matter what they do for a living, their inner compass is always pointing towards contributing something genuine, something coherent, something that serves the greater good in some way. It's just core to who they are.
That's a really clear profile. So when someone starts to consciously own this identity, maybe begins to intentionally activate this Blu-ray within themselves, what does that feel like? What happens when this inner temple of truth awakens?
The activation. The sources describe it beautifully. It's like this profound energetic alignment happens internally. Suddenly, your words, your thoughts, your feelings, your core energy, they all start singing the same clear song. No dissonance. The idea of the inner temple of truth implies this sacred space inside you gets illuminated, gets activated. And when that temple is active and lit up, everything aligns. Your inner world perfectly matches your outer expression.
One clear song. What does that do to how you see things? What are the perceptual shifts?
The effect on perception is pretty immediate and honestly quite radical. Because the Blu-ray is the frequency of truth. When it flows strongly, it naturally causes anything not true to just crumble, fall away. Lies fall away. Self-deception, illusion, and confusion dissolve in the clarity of the ray. You literally find it harder and harder to hold on to distorted views about yourself, your past, other people, the world. It's like an ultimate energetic BS detector demanding honesty. But it leads to this incredible self-acceptance that's rooted in what's genuinely real.
Wow. A system-wide recalibration to truth. Let's talk about the body again. Where does this activation typically start? If listeners want to tune in, where should they focus their awareness to feel the Sirian flame potentially igniting?
Energetically, the hot spots are definitely the throat chakra and the higher heart. Think of them working together as this crucial communication bridge. The throat governs, truthful expression, speaking your divine will. And the higher heart, which is often felt slightly above and maybe a bit to the center of the physical heart chakra that resonates with divine compassion, unconditional love, that higher knowing. The Blu-ray connects them, makes sure they work in harmony.
Okay, throat and higher heart. So if someone is going through this awakening, what might they actually feel? Physically, emotionally, what are the common signs you can point to?
There are several common signs people report. Physically, it might be subtle things like unusual warmth, tingling, maybe even a gentle pressure in the chest area, the neck, or sometimes the shoulders. That's the energy moving, clearing pathways. Emotionally, one of the biggest signs is often this sudden, really strong pull towards creative expression.
Why creative expression specifically?
Because the throat center is opening up as this channel for pure, authentic truth. The energy needs an outlet. Your voice, your unique frequency, wants to come out. So this could show up as a sudden desire to paint, write music, start journaling intensely, maybe explore healing modalities using the voice or hands, anything that allows that inner truth to be expressed outwardly.
That makes sense. What else?
Well, because it's a purification process, it often brings a need for quiet. Many people report a sudden, intense craving for silence or solitude, time away from noise and input. And alongside that, sometimes periods of quite intense emotional detox, especially around old communication wounds.
Communication wounds, like...
Yeah, like patterns of feeling silenced in the past, times you didn't speak your truth, maybe feeling misunderstood or misrepresented. All that stuff can bubble up to the surface to be seen, felt, and released. It's clearing the channel.
So the detox often connects directly back to blockages in that throat-heart connection.
Precisely. And then, maybe the most rewarding sign often happens on the mental level. Sudden, profound insight about one's life purpose. It can hit like a lightning bolt, but maybe soft lightning. With its undeniable clarity cutting through years of confusion or searching, the whole process really turned your body into what the sources call a temple of resonance or a chalice, ready to hold more of this higher light. And it's vital to remember this is an inward remembering. The capacity was always there. The blue ray just helped you wake it up.
Inward remembering. I love that. This feels like the perfect moment to talk about water. That connection keeps coming up, Sirius, the blue ray and water. Why is water so significant here?
Water. Yes, the connection is absolutely fundamental. Sirius has always been linked with the water element in esoteric lore. Not just literal oceans and rivers, but also the water within us. We're what, 70% water? And even our tears, which are such a pure expression of emotion. Think about ancient Egypt, for instance. They deeply revered this link. Sirius, which they connected with the goddess Isis, the Great Mother, its heliacal rising when it first appeared in the dawn sky signaled the annual flooding of the Nile.
Right, the flood that brought fertility and rebirth.
Exactly. It symbolized purification, rebirth, the bringing of new life, new codes. Water carries that Sirian blueprint of purification and flow and remembrance.
So when we consciously connect with water, say, through drinking it mindfully, bathing, being near the ocean, what are we actually doing on an energetic level, according to these teachings?
You're essentially communing directly with the Sirian codes embedded within your own cellular structure. Water is an incredible conductor and, crucially, a holder of memory. Science is even starting to explore how water structure can hold information, right? Esoterically, it's known that water remembers sound, light, intention. It carries these energetic signatures. So every time you intentionally connect with water, even just drinking a glass with gratitude, you're potentially activating those deep memories within your body's water, aligning them with that clear, coherent Sirian frequency.
That makes practices involving water incredibly powerful. We should definitely share the specific practice mentioned in the sources now. It seems so simple but potent.
Yes, let's do that. It's designed to be really accessible, but high vibration. It uses sound, that melodic aspect, and water, the memory aspect, to bring coherence right to those key centers, the throat and heart.
Okay, please walk us through it exactly as described.
All right, it's just 3 simple steps. First, you get a small bowl and fill it with some water. Doesn't need to be special water or a fancy bowl. Your intention is the key. Second, you hold your hands, maybe cupped slightly, just above the surface of the water. This helps focus your energy, creating a link from your heart through your hands to the water. Now you lean in close and you whisper gently, so the vibration of your breath and voice touches the water. These 3 specific affirmations. I remember the peace before sound. I remember the blue before the dawn. I am truth awakening.
Whisper those 3 lines. How many times?
Repeat that whole sequence, all through lines 3 times, slowly, intentionally. Feel the meaning as you say them. This is charging the water with that specific Sirian frequency of primordial peace and awakening truth.
Okay, the water is charged. What's the final step?
The third step is simple physical application. You just gently dip your fingers into the charged water and then lightly touch the water to your throat area and then to your heart area. And as you do that, just pause for a moment, breathe, and consciously feel or imagine you feel that calm blue radiance rising within you. It's like you're giving your body a direct energetic instruction for alignment, a little vibrational tune-up.
I remember the peace before sound. I remember the blue before the dawn. I am truth awakening. That's beautiful and so simple. This leads us to another core Sirian concept from the sources, stillness. They talk about stillness not as passivity but as power. In our world, which is so full of noise and distraction, what does it mean to be a guardian of stillness?
It's a radical idea, isn't it? It completely flips the script on what power looks like. The Sirian teaching suggests that choosing to carry this blue flame means you consciously take on the role of being a guardian of stillness. In a world that constantly demands reaction, noise, output, choosing deliberate inner peace, choosing stillness is positioned as an act of rebellion, a powerful one. Your calm becomes your strength, your influence. It shifts the energy field without needing force.
Recontextualizing stillness as active rebellion. I like that because often it just sounds like doing nothing.
Exactly. But the Sirians are very specific. This stillness is not emptiness. It's not absence. It is the fullness of divine order. It's that state you reach when the mental chatter, the ego's noise, finally quiets down, and you can tune in to the underlying pulse of the universe, the rhythm beneath the chaos. When you achieve that internal stillness, you're stabilizing your own energy field profoundly, And in that quiet, the sources say you can actually hear the steady, deep, unwavering pulse of creation itself. It anchors you in the knowing that beneath all the surface turbulence, the universe's fundamental structure is perfectly, peacefully coherent.
That deep peace, that connection to divine order, that sounds like the foundation for actually living as someone aligned with this energy, a Sirian Flamekeeper. So how does one embody this? What are the core principles, the tenets that define the Sirian way of being in the world?
Right, the operational guidelines, you could say. The sources distill it down to 4 core tenets. They sound simple, but embodying them consistently is. Well, it's the work. They are. First, truth without judgment, speaking what is real, what is true, but without attaching blame, shame, or heavy emotional charge to it, and just clear seeing and clear speaking.
Okay. Truth without judgment.
Second, service without ego. Any action taken, any contribution made should ideally come from a place of wanting to serve the highest good, with the self just being a clear channel for that blue ray energy, rather than seeking personal gain or recognition.
Service without ego. Got it.
Third, wisdom without control. This means understanding the deeper patterns, the cosmic laws, but trusting the natural unfolding of life. Resisting the urge to manipulate outcomes or micromanage situations or other people, allowing flow.
Wisdom without control. Makes sense.
And finally, fourth, love without fear. Operating from a place of unconditional love and connection, trusting in the inherent goodness or potential, rather than reacting defensively from a place of perceived lack, separation, or insecurity.
Truth without judgment. Service without ego. Wisdom without control. Love without fear. That's a powerful framework. But as you said earlier, the real power isn't in talking about these, it's in being them. How does a flamekeeper put these into action without, preaching or needing to announce it?
Their core mission is described as stabilizing chaos through coherence and harmonizing discord through gentle strength. And this happens primarily through their vibrational state. The most potent way to act is simply by being the frequency itself. Holding that clear, calm, coherent blue ray energy within their own field is the primary service. The doing flows naturally from the being.
Can you give some examples of what that being might look like in everyday interactions, tangible, non-preachy actions?
Absolutely. Think about simple conversations. Every time you choose to speak from that place of pure, non-reactive authenticity, saying what's true for you without needing to exaggerate people-pleaser or attack you, are embodying the flame. Another incredibly powerful yet subtle act is listening without needing to respond or interrupt immediately, just holding space, creating that stillness within the conversation. Often your calm coherence allows the other person to find their own clarity, just by being heard in that safe space.
Holding space.
And maybe the most potent form of that gentle strength, forgiveness.
Yeah.
Truly letting go, whether it's forgiving yourself for times you weren't aligned or forgiving others for their actions that may have come from their own incoherence or pain. Forgiveness allows that searing current of love and truth to flow freely, clearing old, stuck energy without needing lengthy explanations or forced apologies. It just dissolves the charge.
So the focus is really on internal alignment, the purity of your own energy and intention. External results or recognition become secondary.
Exactly. The sources emphasize that the power and the purity of the flame speak for themselves through your vibration. There's no need to announce, I am a Sirian Flamekeeper. Your stillness, your coherence, your gentle strength, your clarity, those become your unmistakable, energetic signature, self-evident.
That feels like a really beautiful place to start wrapping up. It brings us back to the idea that this isn't some alien concept we need to import, but something ancient within us.
That truly is the core message. The Sirian Flame isn't just a story or a myth for spiritual seekers. It's presented as a deep, ancient memory that's waking up in humanity right now during this time of big shifts. It resonates particularly strongly, the sources suggest, with souls who always felt a bit, well, ancient, peaceful, and just a little out of time. If that sounds like you, this energy is likely part of your heritage. It's the eternal part of you remembering its song.
And for everyone listening, as you go about your days after hearing this, here's a final thought to carry with you, something to explore personally. When you happen to notice the color blue, really notice it. Maybe the deep blue of the sky or the ocean, or even just a flash of blue light in your awareness. Maybe behind your eyes, take a moment, pause, breathe right into your heart space. Consider that visual cue, that color, as a gentle nudge. Maybe it's Sirius, maybe it's your own higher self, whispering that code of remembrance, reminding you of your connection to that peace, that truth.
Yes, and hold this final message, distilled from the essence of our sources, as a reflection of your own inherent nature.
Beloved, remember your flame.
You are the truth that cannot be dimmed.
You are the calm before creation.
You are the voice of the stars, finding itself again through you.
Thank you so much for diving deep with us today into the intricate and beautiful architecture of the Sirian Flame and the sacred blue energy. We hope this conversation brought you some clarity, maybe some resonance, and perhaps some practical ways to connect with your own inner truth.
It was a joy to explore this.
Yeah.
We truly encourage you to integrate this frequency, this awareness into your life in whatever way feels authentic to you. Become part of this growing circle of luminous souls.
Indeed. The tribe of healers, dreamers, and way showers is growing. Until our next deep dive, stay curious, keep seeking your alignment, and let's keep raising the vibration together, one soul, one heartbeat, one conversation at a time.